good crowd. If I'm sitting down, I can't see them. First of all, I really can't thank you all enough for being here today. As leader of the Green Party of Canada, I'm extremely proud to support the work of one of the most diligent, resolute, well-informed, hard-working citizens groups in this country, Citizens Against Strip Mining. You to be congratulated. I want to give yourselves a big hand. I've worked with you before, as you know, from Earl's introduction from my days when I was with Sierra Club of Canada. This is a federal issue. There is a role for a federal political party leader to stand up on this issue. I am gratified by the fact that Mark Eichen has called for environmental assessment. I pledge to you that when I meet with the new Minister of Environment, John Baird, I'll raise this issue as I plan to raise the tar ponds and, of course, the ongoing crisis of climate change, and see if we can get some progress. I'm always a big believer in you can accomplish anything you want if you don't care who gets the credit, and I'm taking that into political life as well. I think it's much more important to get progress than to try to play politics and strike points off someone for not doing the right thing. I'd rather get them to do the right thing. But even though I'm a federal politician, I want to give a lesson to Rodney MacDonald, the Premier of Nova Scotia. It's not too late, Rodney, to do the right thing here. It's never too late to admit you've made a mistake. You've had to do it lately on a couple of other matters, and I think it's about time that you face facts on the issue of strip mining on Breton Island and here at Point Aconi. And if we allow Pioneer Coal to go ahead, as our press release today points out, we could be seeing 13 more strip mining projects. We could be seeing 29,000 hectares of strip mining, and this is 29,000 acres rather. This is something we just don't want to see on this beautiful island. It's not just the aesthetics. If you look at those pictures, you can see very clearly how in no time at all this kind of operation brings acid mine drainage into sensitive ecosystems, into areas where we have lobster fisheries, into areas where we have a healthy ecosystem now that could be put severely at risk. And for what? And for what? To strip mine coal of this area, to add more to the ongoing climate crisis, to add more greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, and to turn one more area of Cape Breton into a sacrifice zone. Thank you very much. We already have a sacrifice zone in the Sydney tar ponds. We don't need to go creating more of them in areas that are now healthy, where agriculture, tourism, and fisheries can survive. And so while I'm giving Rodney a bit of advice, I want to draw his attention and remind all of us, and I did learn with Charlie Musial. I mean, I'm a bit younger, but Charlie and I were involved in that fight in the early 70s, mid-70s against budworm spraying. And it was one of the great moments in politics. I suppose I'm spoiled because my first campaign going out, we had such fine people. I mean, it's in the Nova Scotia government. It's been a long time since we've actually said that out loud. But we had fine people in the Nova Scotia cabinet. And when you consider that Alan Sullivan, I don't know how many of you remember Alan Sullivan, who went on to be a judge, and God rest his soul, but he was Minister of Health at the time. And when evidence came out, they'd already given the permits. This is a key point. The Nova Scotia cabinet had given the permits for spruce budworm spraying across the whole of the island. And when evidence came out that they had not seen before, evidence of the health risks from the spray program, Alan Sullivan went to that cabinet and he persuaded Premier Jerry Regan and the other people around the cabinet table to cancel the permits. Now, it's true they made a lifelong enemy of the particular management of Stora at that time. It was then called Nova Scotia Forest Industries, and it took some time before they got over what it was like to lose. But the government of Nova Scotia did the right thing. And the government of Nova Scotia stood up for citizens here, they stood up for human health, and they stood up for the environment, and they canceled permits they'd already given when they realized they'd made a mistake. So that is still the key thing that should happen here. You're going to court, and you're going to file that appeal, and you're going to pursue it, and that's great. And the Green Party of Canada will give you all the support we can. We'll take the issue to the federal level and ask the federal government to put in a stop work order and to have a full environmental assessment. But we'll also speak very clearly, very directly, and very honestly about the fact that this is an atrocity. Then we thank Mayor John Morgan, Cape Breton Regional Municipality, the levels of government that hear the voices of citizens who are saying no and try to do something about it. But this is an outrage. And if Pioneer Coal is allowed to go ahead and destroy this area, and that's what we're talking about. This is not a small operation. This is not an operation that can be done with sensitivity to any other industries in the area. Agriculture, tourism, and fisheries will suffer if this is allowed to go ahead, all for very few jobs and for more greenhouse gases. It should not be allowed to go ahead, and the Premier and his cabinet should recognize that they've made a mistake and they should cancel the permit before more damage is done. And we'll do everything we can. I'm very, very proud to stand with you and say that no matter what you do, we'll be there with you. If the Green Party can help, we'll help. We'll continue to raise the issue in the media, and as I said, I'll raise it with the members of government with whom I meet regularly and with members of opposition parties, and we'll also do our very level best to make sure that this issue is a focus of the next federal election as well. Thank you very much.